Hi and welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to show you the easiest chicken and bacon pasta bake you will ever see. So this recipe is what's called a no-boil pasta bake, which means that we're going to be using dried pasta, but we're not going to pre-boil the pasta at all. So pre-boiling dried pasta for something like a pasta bake that's going to sit in the oven is absolutely unnecessary. I mean, it takes time, it costs money, and it adds to the humidity within the house, which is not great, especially in somewhere like the UK where it's a cold climate anyway. All that humid warm air within the house hitting those outside cold walls can create problems with regard to condensation, especially if the house isn't ventilated very well. So in this recipe I'm going to show you how to create an absolutely delicious pasta bake without pre-boiling that dried pasta. Now from the Malat range we're going to be using their Italian seasoning. And if you're not a customer of Malat or you don't have access to their seasonings, then you're going to need, in place of the Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of a good quality Italian dried herbs, 2 cloves of garlic which have been finely chopped, a small onion which has been diced, and some salt and pepper for seasoning. Now with regard to the Malat Italian seasoning, it's a restaurant blend, what's called an all-in-one spice blend, so all of that is already included within that spice blend itself. As usual, a full list of ingredients will be given at the end of the video, so let's have a look at those ingredients now and anything else we're going to need for today. So the ingredients for this recipe, I've got 100 grams of mature cheddar cheese, a chicken breast fillet about a medium size which has been sliced, 200 grams of smoked bacon which has been chopped. I've got a teaspoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of corn flour, 30 grams of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, 10 grams of Malat Italian seasoning. I'm using 70 grams of dried pasta per person as a portion size, so 280 grams of dried pasta, so this is enough for 4 people. I've got 2 tablespoons of tomato puree and 2 400 gram cans of chopped tomatoes. So first thing we need to do is take our 2 tins of tomatoes and add them into a large mixing bowl. We're then going to add 2 tins of water, so this is a good opportunity to get all of those tomatoes out of the tin. Do the same to the other one. We want to add in our smoked bacon, our chicken, Parmesan cheese, our Malat Italian seasoning, or the 2 cloves of garlic, the onion, the teaspoon of Italian herbs and salt and pepper if that's what you're using for this recipe. The tomato puree, our corn flour, sugar, And we just want to mix all of this in before we add the dried pasta. Okay, so once that's all blended and mixed in well, we then add our dried pasta and just mix that in. So once everything's mixed in, the only thing we'll have left from our ingredients is the cheddar cheese, 100 grams of cheddar cheese. That will be going onto the pasta bake much later in the cooking process, so cover this for the moment and place it into the fridge. The next thing with the pasta bake mix, choose an oven-proof dish, suitably sized oven-proof dish, obviously so that the mix can fit into it. And I've preheated the oven to 180 degrees centigrade. So now it's just a case of transferring the mix into the oven-proof dish. Okay, so once we've transferred the pasta mix into our oven-proof dish, we then need to cover the dish before it goes into the oven. Keep as much of the steam inside as possible. So I'm using a Pyrex dish with a lid. If you haven't got a lid for your oven-proof dish, then just wrap the entire dish in some kitchen foil. So this is now going to go into that preheated oven, 180 degrees centigrade, for 50 minutes with the lid on. Okay, so this is our pasta dish after being in the oven for 50 minutes. So the next thing we need to do is to just make sure that the pasta hasn't caught on the sides of the oven-proof dish. The smell from this is absolutely fantastic, and not a jar of pasta sauce in sight. So, next thing we need to do is cover the top with our mature cheddar cheese, and then we're going to go back into that preheated oven, 180 degrees centigrade, for half an hour. And then that's it, job done. So there you go, an absolutely delicious chicken and bacon pasta bake. So easy to do, it's almost embarrassing. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching.